I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Item 4 is the superintendent's recognitions. Ms. Parks. Yeah, and everybody, the members, please step out front.
Good evening. We are so glad to see all of you, and we are so excited to bring these recognitions to you this evening. Although this first one will be a little anticlimactic because Dr. Weiss is not able to be with us this evening, but we wanted to go ahead and move forward and announce the recognition. Dr. Tiffany Weiss, who is the principal of Travis Science Academy, was named Principal of the Year for Region 12 for TASPA. And we are so excited about this honor for her and so proud of her. But again, unforeseen circumstances, she was not able to be with us this evening, but we as a leadership team and any board members that would like to, we will coordinate to go and recognize her on campus with her staff when she's able to be back. So
Sounds great. That's such an outstanding award that she
Yes.
won. Reflects well on her and the district.
yes, absolutely. We are so very proud of her. And I know her staff was excited because they were going to come tonight too, but we promised them we would recognize her. We'll just do it on site instead of here at the meeting.
Thank you. Our next item is the TISD Media Honor Roll, the Temple Daily Telegram, Eric Garcia and Joel Valley.
How are you going to cover this?
We'll take pictures and send them. We'll take pictures and send. We are pleased to announce that we have two local media members with us tonight that have been named to the 2021 Media Honor Roll, a program that's sponsored by the Texas Association of School Boards. We have Eric Garcia and Joel Valley. Eric is the editor at the Telegram, and Joel is one of our reporters. And we know them very well. In fact, we have a fantastic relationship. You probably know them and see them because they are at so many of our activities covering things that are happening in Temple ISD and sharing our story. And the Media Honor Roll was created to recognize high-level media partners that truly help tell the story of public education in a way that is transparent and fair. And I cannot remember a time when we have had a more fantastic relationship with the Telegram. You guys report on the good, the bad, and the ugly, but we do it together because our job is to be transparent just like you want to be transparent. And because of that relationship we enjoy, we are truly able to tell all of the stories in Temple ISD and tell them honestly and fairly. And so again, I was on the phone with you guys earlier today, actually. We so appreciate the partnership. We appreciate your integrity in telling our story, and that you are truly individuals that we know that we can rely on and we count as partners in telling our story and communicating what's happening in the district. So thank you for that.
I just also want to echo that. I mean, you cover the news fairly, and that's what we appreciate. However it is, it's fairly covered. And so again, thank y'all for what you do for not only for us, but for the community. A local news organization that's still a news organization that puts out the news. And that's so important these days. Thank you.
And a lot of people don't realize, I don't know if I need this, but a lot of people don't realize that they have been short-staffed for maybe 2 years now, could be longer.
Probably longer.
Yeah, and so they are working around the clock. And, when you work with Eric and you work with Joel, you figure out really quick that they are working as hard as they can to inform the public. I mean, that is truly what they're trying to do. So we are grateful for our relationship and partnership, but more grateful for what you do for the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do y'all want to say anything?
We appreciate the partnership as well, and we look forward to telling a lot of great stories. Thank you.
Joel, anything?
I'm even fewer words than that.
Thank y'all so much. You get back there.
It's kind of nice for me to interview.
I know.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
guys, if we
get a
can
picture.
get a quick picture, and we'll send this to you. Y'all don't have a photographer here, but we'll send it to you. Oh, Shane is here. I'm sorry, Shane, I didn't see you. So yes, you do have a. Thank you.
The next item is Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting Recognition.
And Callan and Regina, if y'all would come forward. This is really heavy. They're perpetual flag, so just be careful. It does. It does. And we are so pleased tonight to recognize Callan and Regina in our finance department for receiving for the third year in a row the Certificate of Achievement of Excellence in Financial Reporting by the Government Finance Officers Association. And this again is the third consecutive year that they have won. This is above and beyond. This is not a requirement that we apply for this level of transparency. And maybe this level of torture, maybe in some points, because it is a very rigorous audit process that the finance department goes through to gather the information that's required to go through this audit. It's about a 45-page report, maybe even longer. I don't know, Regina, how many pages? You probably have it stamped in your mind that they create and submit, and it's judged by a panel that again makes the recommendation for the award. And the reason that our finance department does this is because we are recognized locally and at the state level for our financial transparency. But above and beyond that, we are recognized at the national level and even the international level because we are transparent and we appreciate all the work and effort that you guys put in above and beyond the basic requirements to ensure that we are being good stewards of our taxpayer dollars and that everything we do is open and honest and transparent. So again, for taking this extra step and going above and beyond, we commend you guys and just thank you for all that you do. So thank you.
With so much focus on classrooms, teaching and learning, do I really need this? Teaching and learning, because that is the core mission of public education. A lot of times, some of these very, very important functions don't get the spotlight like they should. And, the finance department, they truly are a department that takes care of people from the community to the classroom. You're talking about tax rate, you're talking about, in our case, a low tax rate, and in Dunmont, even lower. And then, and then the classroom, being able to manage money in a way where we certainly can provision our classrooms and also take care of our staff. So they do a fantastic job in the finance department. Callan and Regina, and I think there's some others that are here in the finance department somewhere as well. But we thank all of you for your hard work. We truly do. And I would suspect that if we filled this application out, that we would get this type of award because we know how hard they work in making sure that we have financial integrity and a high standard of accounting practices. So thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Just want to say, on behalf of the board, that we're so grateful for everything you do for us. I know this is extra work to fill this out, but it means so much to the district. But thank you all again for keeping our financial house in order.
Get a quick picture.
Are you taking turns year after year? Who's going to speak?
I didn't know we were.
Is that enough?
I appreciate everything that you just said.
It is all.
Well,
It is on
I will just take the opportunity to say thank you to Regina, because she carries
to this, but also to the team that's here. I've had the honor to work with a really, really great team, and so this is this was one of my goals for a long time, to be able to do this, and so really pleased that we were able to get this done for the district. And there's a lot of work that goes into this, but absolutely a team effort, and not why we do it, certainly not for the recognition, but appreciated nonetheless.
If we can get a quick picture. Mhm.
Well, I can. Last time I fell apart, so I can right now.
Item 5 is executive hires, and Dr. Ward.
Okay, Mr. Posey, Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to bring Brandy Stanford to you for approval for position of Chief Financial Officer. The interview committee consisting of Dr. Ott, Dr. Adams, Mr. Hageberg, Mr. Boyd, Dr. Ward, Ms. Christine Parks, and Ms. Regina Rochelle interviewed for the position of Chief Financial Officer on July 26, 2022. Ms. Brandy Stanford was selected as the lone finalist for the position from a pool of 11 candidates. Ms. Stanford graduated from the University of Mary Hardin Baylor in 2007 with a Bachelor of Business Administration and Accounting, and she earned a Master of Business Administration from Tarleton State University in 2016. She currently serves as the Chief Financial Officer in Salado ISD, where she has served since 2015. Prior to that, she served as the business manager for regional school districts with the Region 12 Service Center and as the staff accountant in Florence ISD. Ms. Stanford and her husband David are high school sweethearts, and they both graduated from Temple High School. Together, they have 2 children. So there's Noah, who's going into 7th grade, and Emily, who's going into 5th grade. Ms. Stanford is excited to join the Temple ISD family and looks forward to continuing the standard of excellence already established in Temple ISD. So it's with great pleasure that the interview committee recommend Ms. Stanford for the position of Chief Financial Officer.
Thank you. Members have any questions? This does require approval.
Move for approval.
I'll second, please.
Motion by Mr. Gaines, seconded by Ms. Gowan. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Randy, welcome to Temple.
Come on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, Board President Posey and each individual board member. I am excited to join you guys. I would like to take a moment to individually thank each one of you and the interview selection committee for your vote of confidence in me. I know that I would not be standing here today without my faith in God, but also the support of my family, my friends, and my colleagues. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I am so excited for this opportunity to grow professionally. Temple ISD was always home for my husband and I when we attended as students, but this is even more special, and I'm even more enthusiastic of returning now to be able to contribute to the financial stability that you guys have strongly held on to for many years with the amazing staff that you have. Ms. Callan Vaden has an exceptional reputation in school finance, and I am completely honored to be able to follow in her footsteps. So thank you, guys.
I would like Want to thank you ahead of time for sharing her with us. We appreciate it. Thank you and welcome back.
Item 7 is the Board President's Report. A, consideration for approval of the 2022-2023 goals and performance objectives. Dr. Adams.
Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry. First day teachers are back. I'm not sure what time it is today. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. No, I'm just playing. So I'm here to share with you the district goals, performance, objectives, and strategies. You have a copy of that in your board book, and so we won't be presenting it. So you'll see that we've maintained our 6 goals, and so the first goal is academics, and you'll see, I shared the academic data with you in August, and so you'll see many of the strategies there aligned with the needs for elementary and secondary specific strategies in terms of increasing math scores, reading scores, supporting all of our special programs, and also areas to target in terms of fine arts, CTE, and athletics. And so that all correlates to our data that I shared in August. Goals 2 through 4 are your House Bill 3 goals, the goals to support early literacy, early numeracy, and college and career readiness. And so we shared the data last time. Remember that we hit most of those goals, and so we've increased the expectation for us this next year. Then goal 5 is our behavior area, and so you'll see specific strategies within there to focus on security, safety, and also the health and wellness of our staff and our students. And so specific areas that Mr. Hageberg's team is targeting. And goal 6 is our attendance, and so we're continuing to target high attendance for our staff and high attendance for our students, and so just continuing to work on those targets from before. If you have any questions about them, I'd be happy to answer or defer to one of my esteemed colleagues over there.
Thank you. Any questions, Dr. Adams and colleagues? This does require approval.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Dr. Sanhi,
I second the motion.
seconded by Mrs. Davis. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item B is the TISD Convention update. It's September 23rd to the 25th this year in San Antonio. Just want to remind the members, I think everybody is signed up, I believe, to attend this. And I know that Marilyn had reached out about a dinner date, either that Friday, Saturday night, so you haven't responded to her, please do. So we'll try to coordinate that. So this is just sort of a reminder of our convention down there. We try to get all the board members to go if at all possible. Yeah, exactly.
I'm excited that we can go.
Yes, that is good. That is good. Item C, future items of discussion. Is there anything you'll wish to discuss at a future board meeting? Okay. Important dates, Dr. Ott.
Okay, I just have a few. As you know, it's been very busy. This Wednesday, we have the school board retreat. It's our annual team building session, and we will put that on ourselves. We're not bringing in a consultant. And then we actually have convocation this Friday for the entire staff, and I hope to see you there, board members. That same day, we're doing our safety training for our auxiliary staff. That will actually be in the afternoon. And then first day of school, August 23rd. And then after that, we have the Meet the Wildcats evening pep rally. That's on the 24th at 6 p.m. at Temple High School. And then our School Board Facilities Committee, the 25th, and Policy Committee is the 31st, and that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Item 5 is our obligation to consider this, but unfortunately, I know I'm very sad to accept this. It is the consideration for approval of letter of resignation from Dr. Sonia Sanhi, District 5. I will now read the letter that she submitted. I believe everybody should have a copy at their desk. I'm writing to inform you that I'm resigning from my position as a board member of Temple ISD effective August 22nd, 2022. I have been offered a job opportunity in the state of Maryland that will require me to relocate. It was my honor to have worked in the capacity of improving the school district and its function for our children. The position I have held on the board for the past 4 years has taught me more than I could have hoped. I am happy with how the Temple ISD has progressed thus far, and I am confident that TISD will continue to grow in my absence. I would like to thank Dr. Ott, all board members, and members of senior leadership team for allowing me the opportunity to gain insight into the student education and contribute to such an incredible organization. I have truly valued the opportunity to work with such a strong and dedicated team, and I am very thankful for your help and kindness along the way. Thank you for giving me the chance to work with such a great team. I wish the best to you and the other members going forward. I regret any inconvenience that my resignation may cause to the school board. I will make all efforts during my last month to help decrease any such inconvenience. I look forward to hearing about the continued success of Temple ISD. This does require approval of the resignation letter. Is there a motion? No. I thought it may be hard to get this. Yeah.
Regretfully, I'll go on the record and say, move for approval, as
All right.
bad as I hate to.
Yeah.
And
Motion by-
regrettably, I'll do the second.
Motion by Mr. Gaines, seconded by Ms. Gowan. All in favor of accepting this resignation letter, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Please signify by saying no. Unfortunately, the letter is accepted, and we wish you so well on your future endeavors. Now, at this time, I will read on our process to fill this vacancy. In accordance with Temple ISD Board Policy BBC Legal, if a vacancy occurs on the board, the remaining board members may fill the vacancy by appointment until the next trustee election. The online application will be posted tonight and will remain open through 5 p.m. on August 22nd. That's 10 business days. Interested applicants can visit our TISD website, www.tisd.org, About Us School Board, for more information, or you can contact the superintendent's office. So at that point, we have 10 business days starting tomorrow to take applications for the District 5 seat, and there's a process online. If not, please call Dr. Ott's office, and we can help you with that. In 4 minutes, okay, get it up. Now at this time, could all the members come forward in front of the dais? I'm going to present Sandhya a little token of our esteem, and we'll take a final board picture with us together. Next item is consent items. We have items A through H1. What is the pleasure of the board to hear these or deal with these items?
Mr. Posey, can we pull item G1? I need to abstain from that one.
Okay. Right. All right. Anything else? So we could have a motion on,
I make a motion that we approve 7A through, excluding G, through
Okay.
1 and to item H altogether.
okay, with the exception of item G1, everything but that. All right, motion by Mr. Gaines,
I'll second it.
seconded by Dr. Sahi. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion passes. Now we'll hear item G1, interlocal agreement between the City of Temple and Temple ISD regarding school resources. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve item G1 for the interlocal agreement between the City of Temple and TISD and regarding school resource officers.
All right, motion by Ms. Gowan,
I second the motion.
seconded by Ms. Davis. All in favor with item G1, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Like sign. And that's the abstention of Ms. Suarez. Okay, the item passes. Thank you. Item 8 is action items. A is human resources. Dr. Ward.
Okay, so I would like to introduce two of our new APs tonight in the district. I told them they did not have to talk, but they did have to smile and wave, okay? So Pam Tate in the back, she will be our new assistant principal at Travis Science Academy, and she's pretty familiar with that campus because I think you worked there for 15 years on that campus. Yeah, so they're pretty happy with her, and I'm assuming this is your husband, okay, and what's his name? Hi, Alan. Nice to meet you. We're so excited to have your wife join our AP ranks. And then we have Miss Brittany Anderson. So if you want to stand and smile and wave. Miss Anderson has been at Jefferson for like forever, right, as a teacher. And then she left and went to Killeen, gained her senses back, and now she's back as the assistant principal at Western Hills. And so we're super excited to have her. She has her mom here with her tonight. I can't remember your name. Okay.
I have a big support system. So I have my mom, Virginia, my Aunt Vicky, my husband, Otis, my baby, Ava, and Grayson's back here with his friend. And then this is my mother-in-law.
Yes. So anyway, I wanted you to be able to see their face, know who they are when you bump into them around the campuses. So Brittany and Pam, welcome as new administrators in the district.
We already know them, but it'd be nice, it's nice to know the new positions.
Yes,
And congratulations
absolutely.
on the new positions of elevation.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Item B is academics. 1, consideration for approval of the student intern affiliation agreement between Temple High School and Central Texas Machine. And Denise, yeah. Okay. Ms. Ayers. Mrs. Ayers.
Hello, Dr. Ott, Mr. Posey, and trustees. As you know, Temple ISD's Career and Technical Education Department educates today's students to become leaders of tomorrow's ever-changing workforce. Courses and educational experiences across each program of study integrates academic rigor, technical competencies, and employability skills to inspire, engage, and prepare our students for success. With the implementation of Perkins 5 in 2018, the Texas Tri-Agency Workforce Initiative identified work-based learning as a strategy for supporting efficient and flexible pathways to earning high-value credentials. But Temple ISD already knew this. We have been partnering with businesses and providing work-based learning since before 2014. And I know that because I started in 2014, and we had it in place even before I got here. Currently, we have 25 business and industry partners. Some of those include our very own elementary and middle school campuses, as well as our athletic program. This year, Temple ISD's transportation will join this group, making them our first internal skilled trade business partner. Pending your approval tonight, our business partners can increase from 25 to 29. As included in your board packets, additional community members are anxious to team with us to prepare our students for success and to provide them on-site work-based learning experiences. Tanglefoot Restaurants, who's run by Mr. Jacob Bates and Mr. Bo Harvey, many of you know, because they're both graduates from Temple High School. They want to work with our advanced and practicum culinary students. Central Texas Machining will be working with our manufacturing students pending your approval, as well in MTC. Mr. Posey and Trustees to continue the integration of academic rigor, technical competencies, and employability skill development through real-world work-based learning settings. I ask you to approve the addition of each of these partnerships.
All right, any question of Mrs. Ayers? We do have, I'll just read them, 3 of them, we can vote on them as a block as one. Consideration for approval of the student internship affiliation between Temple High School and Central Texas Machining. Consideration for approval of the student internship affiliation between Temple High School and MTC. And consideration for approval of the student internship affiliation agreement between Temple High School and Tanglefoot Restaurants, LLC. Do I hear a motion?
I move that we approve items B1 through B3.
A motion by Ms. Gowan,
I second the motion.
seconded by Mrs. Davis. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposition? By the same sign. If not, it passes. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much,
Denise, I'd like to thank you for your hard work. The CTE program had a banner year last year, and you and your staff, you're just constantly looking for partnerships, and it's just giving our students more and more opportunities. So thank you so much for what you do. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's easy to do with our community. Thank you.
All right. Item C is facilities and operation, and it'll be Mr. Boyd. 1, consider the approval of a proposal from MRB Group for architectural and engineering services for security enhancements at Hector P. Garcia, Kennedy Powell, and Ray Allen Elementary Schools. Mr. Boyd.
Thank you, Mr. Posey. Mr. Posey and board, we bring to you tonight something that is exciting because this is really the beginning of the projects for the 2022 bond. As you all know, a key component for our bond was a focus and emphasis on safety and security throughout the district. And the first such enhancements of safety are included in these projects that we bring to you tonight for consideration for a contract. And this includes the construction of secured vestibules at the 3 sister schools, otherwise known as Hector P. Garcia, Kennedy Powell, and Ray Allen. So what we bring to you tonight is consideration for a contract to approve MRB Group to begin working on the plans. Okay, the design for these enhancements has been assigned to MRB Group, and the total estimated cost for these services is about $50,400. Now, that is just as the design looks today. Those fees are ultimately contingent on the size of the project, what that dollar figure ends up being, and that's very consistent with any architectural project that we approve and move forward with. So the other piece to this proposal is only for the design, bidding, and administration of the work. And after the bids are received, at that time, we would bring to you an actual GMP to approve, which would be the largest expense, and that actually be the work. So these are things that we've talked about. This is a project. We have $1.6 million allocated to these projects. We've already begun working on some of the planning process with this, and MRB was gracious to go ahead and begin planning on this, even without approval of a contract, because they knew this was important for us to get moving and get moving it quickly. Again, a lot will depend on when bids are taken and of course, timeframes for deliveries and so forth right now being what they are. It's hard to really pinpoint a date for having these completed, but we are very hopeful that it'll be sometime in the spring of 2023. I can tell you that we've talked with the campuses. Originally, we had thought about waiting and trying to do the work all in the summer, but it was important to us and it's important to them to get that started as soon as possible, even though that may mean a few doing things a little bit differently when the construction actually occurs on those 3 campuses, because obviously that's their main entry point. But we'll work through that, and the principals are excited about this, and they're very ready for these projects to get off the ground. So that's what the contract is for. We do have a couple of pictures for you, and this is also in your information. That is a design of the floor plan as you walk into the building and what that secured vestibule would look like. As you all are familiar, those 3 campuses have a very big open space, and so that affords us the opportunity to put a secured vestibule inside all 3 of them at a fairly reasonable cost, and without a lot of changes, or without any changes to the structure, without any changes to HVAC equipment or anything like that. So we're excited about that. Dr. Ott, Ken Wolf, and I have kind of tweaked this a little bit with MRB and looking at the possibilities, and really like what we've come up with here. And so there you've got a kind of a prettier picture of what that would look like. And as you can tell from the outside, that's the exterior where you walk in under the big kind of overhang that's out there. And so what this would do is really cordon off that entry place. You see where it would provide opportunity for a person to be the gatekeeper there, and certainly would create a very secure environment for them, and something that we're excited to be able to begin working on. Do you all have any questions that I can answer?
Members, any questions? This does require approval. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Dr. Sanhi. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Motion by Mr. Gaines. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? The motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, thank y'all.
And I just want to know, I know the district's doing everything they can to move this as quickly as possible. Yeah.
We are, and not just this, but a lot of other
Right,
enhancements.
projects.
So
Exactly.
safety and security, as well as other things that we're
Appreciate
working
y'all's
on.
diligence on this.
And there were some other items that were in the consent items too, that practice field and some other things we're working on. So we're trying to get rolling as quickly as possible. But yeah,
Thank you.
the safety piece is obviously important.
That's so
to us.
important to
And that's the
everybody.
very first
Yeah.
piece that we're actually contracting with an architect for. So
Okay,
all
thank
right,
you.
thank y'all.
Item D is finance, and we don't have any items there. E is student services. 1, consideration for approval of the 2022-2023 Student Code of Conduct. Mr. Hagenberger.
Yes, sir. Good evening. As a reminder, this is not a legislative year, so the changes to the Code of Conduct are very minimal. And in fact, TISD had no recommended changes in their model. In asking the campuses, they did request one addition to the general conduct violations, and that was just to be a little more clear, making false accusations against a staff member. So that was added. You have in your packet the red line copy that has that added, and this is presented tonight for your consideration.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions? This does require approval.
Move for approval.
Motion by Ms. Suarez,
I'll second.
seconded by Ms. Gowan. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Do any opposed, like sign? Thank you. The motion passes. Thank you. Item 2, review and discuss the 2022-2023 Temple ISD Parent and Student Handbooks, A 2022-13 through 2023 handbook changes. B, 2022 through 2023 elementary school parent and student handbook redlined. And C, 2022 through 2023 middle school and high school parent and student handbook redlined. Mr. Hockenberg.
Yes, sir. In your packet, you do have the red line version that has all the changes that were done in the handbook. Again, because it's not a legislative session, it was fairly minimal. I did highlight 11 of the major ones in the separate sheet there. The first one, consent for instruction on prevention of child abuse, that is a catch-up from the last legislative session. If you remember, a lot of the various pieces and some of those board policy changes that we had in the last update were included in that. So this is a catch-up part of that. Number 2, compulsory attendance adds the telehealth as part of being able to count as documented health appointments. So that is included. Number 3, also if it connects with 7 and 8, these are changes in the handbook for various grading policy, and the changes that were done in the, it more closely matches the district policy procedures and guidelines for grading and promotion. So those 3, 7, and 8 align with that. 4 and 5 deal with the dress code. For number 4 at the high school, for clarification, we added language that students aren't to wear hoodies or earbuds in the classroom. And then for number 5 is for the middle school. It just clarifies that shirts have to have sleeves and dresses have to go over your shoulders or have the 2-inch strap. For number 6, Edwards Academy enrollment procedures, they adjusted some of their procedures, and so this correlates with their handbook that they have at their campus. Number 9, financial aid, and that's like number 1, that's more of a catch-up version. That is required to, all students are required to have that submitted and documented on their transcript. Number 10, high school wanted to add language about graduation cords and medals, and so that section was added. And then lastly, number 11, for food service. If you remember 3 years ago, we were under the community eligibility provision that provided free lunches for all of our students. We fell under that program because we met those criteria. And then when COVID hit, they changed some of their programs, and we were under it was called something else. So now we are back to the original language, the CEP, the Community Eligibility Provision, through the Department of Agriculture. And one of the things that did come up that they finally gave us the calculation on was the adult food prices. And so that has changed from what's in your handbook. It is now $3 even for the adult meal price for breakfast. And that's based on the calculations that the Department of Agriculture has us run. And that's presented for your information.
All right, members, do y'all have any questions? Mr. Hockenberg? All right, thank you, Eric. Appreciate it. Item F is board committee reports. 1, Facilities Committee update. Meeting held Thursday, July 28th, 2022, 4 p.m. Mr. Gaines.
Thank you, Mr. Posey. The meeting was called to order at 4:03 p.m. Property discussion, the committee discussed the availability of parcel of property which is recently came on the market. After discussion with the merits of acquiring the property, its potential and future usage, the committee members authorized the administration to present an offer to the owner. The administration will keep the committee apprised of the negotiating process. Mr. Boyd informed the committee of the concerns from homeowners about surface water runoff and underground water levels around Jefferson Elementary School. The city will determine if anything can be done to improve the situation for the homeowners. Bond project assignments. Doctor, I presented a list of bond project assignments. The administration considers several criteria in assigning the projects to various firms. Such prior experience, local ties, workload, and expertise. Mr. Boyd presented a schematic of design of the renderings of the security vestibules, which he went over tonight with us here. The Sampson Howard Elementary design discussion. The committee discussed the design for the front entrance of the Sampson Howard Elementary School. The administration will continue to work with Stantec Cloud Construction to finalize the plans for look and efficiencies. The project should be ready for bid in the fall, with the construction to begin in early 2023. The meeting was adjourned at 5:37 p.m. and our next meeting will be Thursday, August 25th, 2022 at 4 p.m. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gaines. The Policy Committee update meeting was held on Wednesday, July 27th, 2022 at 4 p.m. Mrs. Davis.
The meeting was called to order at 4:01 p.m. Changes to the Student Code of Conduct were discussed and presented for consideration tonight. Changes to the parent and student handbooks were discussed and presented to the board tonight. Administration recommended a change in BQB local, and this change will be presented at tonight's meeting for consideration. The meeting was adjourned at 4:24 p.m. The next Policy Committee meeting is scheduled for August 31st at 4 p.m.
All righty, thank you, Mrs. Davis. Item B is consideration and approval of board policy BQB local planning and decision-making process, campus level. Mr. Hagenberg.
Yes, sir. Good evening again. And as Ms. Davis said, the administration is recommending changes to, one change to BQB local, and that deals with the campus improvement plan, improvement committees at the campus level. There's a requirement for parents, for teachers, for community members to be a part of those committees, as well as district administration. The changes in this policy deals with the nomination and election of those members. Just to add flexibility for the district, we would like to have the district level committee members be elected and nominated by the district level staff. And so that's the change that's recommended for tonight for your consideration.
Members, are there any questions? It does require approval.
I'll make a motion to approve board policy BQB local.
Motion by Mr. Gaines,
Second the motion.
seconded by Mrs. Davis. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the like sign. The ayes have it, the motion passes. Thank you very much. And this concludes our business tonight. Thank you all for coming. Good night.